Hi folks, and welcome to the Raw Facts Canada channel. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, also share and subscribe to the channel. So before we get into today's video, well, we did it. We have 100 subscribers on this channel. I think it's 104 as of this video. So thank you all so much for subscribing to the channel, for liking my videos and for sharing. It's been wonderful so far. Also, a very big shout out to my wife. She has been with me. She's been taking some of the videos, and she's been my my strong support and motivation for starting this channel. Thank you so much. And also to my sister Edwina. She also started her own YouTube channel not too long ago. So she also motivated me to get started, and I'd like to say a special shout out to her as well. Guys, please check out her channel. Her channel is Edwina Dunbury. Check out her channel where she shares her experience as a YouTuber, tips to grow your channel, and some interesting experiences about Canada as well. All right, now let's get into today's video. Let's talk about express entry in detail. So this is going to be a very short series of videos where we talk about the express entry system in detail. So for anyone that's interested in the express entry system, you would want to watch the whole series, like, share, hit the notification button so that you get notified once I post the videos, and it could help you be on your way to Canada. All right, now express entry. So what is express entry? Now, I have talked about express entry a bit in one of my other videos where I give a brief overview of the express entry system and how to boost your score. So it would be very helpful to you if you'd watch that video as well. But let me explain express entry again a little bit. Now, express entry is just an online system, application system that the government uses to bring in skilled workers to Canada, or to retain skilled workers or skilled trades workers that are already in Canada. Okay, now there are three main immigration programs under express entry. There are three. First, we have the Canadian Experience Class. It's also called the CEC. Now, the CEC is for skilled workers with eligible Canadian work experience. So if you're already here in Canada and you'd like to apply for express entry, guess what? You do qualify if you have work experience in Canada. Okay, you could qualify for express entry. Now, after the CEC, the next program under the express entry is the FSWP, the Federal Skilled Workers Program. So this one brings in people from outside Canada with foreign work experience. Now, this work experience must be in one of the National Occupation Qualification groups, the NOC. So we'll be talking a little bit about the NOC later, right? But then the second one is the FSWP. And then the third one is the Federal Skilled Trades Program. So the Federal Skilled Trades Program seeks to bring in people that are qualified in skilled trades, like carpenters, like butchers, like bakers, and etc. Right? And then the previous one we talked about brings in, skilled workers like accountants, lawyers, pharmacists, IT guys, and stuff like that. Right? Now, these are the three main programs under express entry. Okay. Now, if you're interested in applying for express entry, here's another thing that I'd like you to know before we continue. There's also something called the PNP, the Provincial Nomination Program. Now, the Provincial Nomination Program is run separately, and that is run by each of the provinces in Canada. They run their own system, right? They have a separate they have separate requirements. So you need to meet those requirements for that province to nominate you. Now, when the province nominates you, then you'd receive something called a nomination certificate. That nomination certificate gives you 600 extra points for express entry, right? So you still need to come and apply for express entry. So you'd make a separate application for the PNP, and then once you get picked or you get nominated, you'd apply. You then use your nomination certificate to apply for the express entry itself. But when you get nominated, you get 600 points. I mean, that's more than enough. So you get picked like that, to go through the process way quicker than others, right? Okay, now let's dial back to the express entry. For most of you, I know you are interested in moving from your home country to Canada. In that case, you are either under the FSWP, which is the Federal Skilled Workers Program, or the Federal Skilled Trades Program. I know most of you, from the questions that I've received, are under the FSWP. You are skilled workers in your home country and you want to move to Canada. All right. What are the requirements? So the requirements are that, first of all, you should be a skilled worker. It's called a Federal Skilled Worker Program. So you should be a skilled worker, and your occupation should be under the National Occupation Classification Group. Now, what is a National Occupation Classification? It is basically a system that the Canadian government uses to classify all jobs into different skilled tiers. So when you open the National Occupation Classification page, you'll see tier 0, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5. But for the express entry program, the government only accepts skilled workers that are in tier 0, tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3, right? So if you open the National Occupation Classification page, you put in your job description or your job title, and usually when you put in your job description or your title, it will give you the job description so you can, match it to your role. Now, if you fall in any of these tiers, then yes, you are qualified to apply for express entry. So that's the first thing. You must be a skilled worker. Now, other things are your education and then your language proficiency, right? So the government wants to be sure that you'll be able to adapt when you eventually move here. Now, I have talked about the others in my previous video, which is the age, the language proficiency, and the education. So someone also asked me that, well, what is the best age to apply for express entry? To apply for express entry, the best age is from 20 years to 30 years, right? That's the best time. Now, it does not mean that if you're older than 30 years, you should not apply for express entry. It just means that, you would need to make up somewhere else for the points that you'd lose. Again, I explained that in my previous video that, for example, if you are 30 years old and you created an express entry profile in 2024, you'd receive about 105 points. The next year, when you're 31 years old, you are going to lose 5 points just because you grew older. So that's how the system works, right? Now, the maximum age, there really is no age. But here's the thing. If you're older than 45 years, you would not get any points for age. So it means you need a lot of other things to work for you to mitigate for that loss of points under the age factor. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Now, so here are the things that we mentioned. First of all, you must be a skilled worker. Age, there's nothing you can really do about, but you must also have formal education, and then you must also take language proficiency tests in English or in French. Okay, I've already explained this, so we're not going to delve into those again. Please watch my other video to get more information on that, on the type of English test that you can take, and then on the type of French test you can take for those of you that would like to take the French test as well. So let's say you have you're qualified, you have the work experience, and you have all these other factors are also working for you. Then what you need to do is, first of all, get your qualifications evaluated by WES or the other organizations that the Canadian government works with, right? And then take your language test, and then you would be able to create an express entry profile. Now, I'll be creating a different video to take you through the steps to create an express entry profile. You don't need anybody to do that. I know some people are paying monies to people to help them create their express entry profiles. And trust me, you can do this on your own. You don't need to pay anybody. So we'll be going through the steps for you to do that, okay? Now, when you create your express entry profile, you are given what is called a comprehensive ranking system score. Now, that comprehensive ranking system score is basically the score that you receive for all these factors. Okay, so for work experience, you get points. For age, you get points. For level of education, you get points. And then for your English or French test, you also get points. Right? You get points based on all these factors. Now, for work experience, the CRS entry system recommends that you have at least 1 year of work experience, to qualify. Now, my advice to you is it is better for you to have over 3 years of work experience in order to get the maximum points for work experience. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So these factors will give you the points. This will add up to what we call the comprehensive ranking system score. Okay, now just for example, for instance, you receive, when all these are added together, you get about 400 points. Now, when you create an CRS entry profile, it's going to put you in the pool with other people from all over the world. So if you have 400 points, right, you have 400 points, and another person created their profile and gets 405 points, obviously they are up there. They are, with regard to the pecking order, they're on top of you, right? If you created a profile and you got 500 points, and then the next person got 450 points, and of course you're on top. So that's how it works. It's not on first come, first serve basis. But here's the interesting thing: you can actually estimate your comprehensive. Let me just shorten it. Your CRS score. You can actually estimate your CRS score before you create an CRS entry profile, so you already know the places you need to work on, right? For example, if you run a test score with your current level of education and realize, oh, you didn't get enough points for education, then I can do something about it, right? If you run it with tests, IELTS or estimated IELTS scores, and realize, oh, with these scores I get maximum points, then you know that once you're studying for IELTS, you need to try to get what you used to run the CRS sample test score. Okay, so in my next video, what I'll actually do is we'll take about 5 or so minutes to go over how you can actually estimate your CRS score, so that before you even get started with your CRS entry application, you have a idea of where your points are, what you can do to improve on those points, and stuff like that. Again, if you're looking at some ways where you can improve on your CRS entry score points, please watch my video on how to boost your CRS entry profile. Okay, after you have created your CRS entry profile, which I also said will be delving into it in a different video, in a separate video, so that we go through it step by step. You see how to create an CRS entry profile. Because guess what? There are people that make mistakes in creating their profile, and that delays their invitation to apply. Okay, so we'll go through it step by step. Now, after you've created your CRS entry profile, the next thing is the government picks you from the pool. The government gives you what we call the ITA, and then you apply for permanent residency, and then you move to Canada. Basically, that's it. That is it. So this is for the Federal Skilled Worker Program. Now, if you're already in Canada, like I said at the beginning of this video, then you would apply for the CEC, Canadian Experience Class. So if you have work experience in Canada, stuff like that, you can apply for the CEC. All right. Now, if you'd like us to also talk about the CEC in detail, please let me know, and we'll do that as well. So in the next video, we are going to be checking a sample CRS score. Let's say you just want to estimate your CRS score. How do you go about it? We are going to be doing that in the next video. So stay tuned. Like I said, this is going to be a series of short videos. I don't want to make them long and boring, so I'm going to be very quick, but it's going to be packed with a lot of info. So please stay tuned. See you in the next one. Bye.